We can turn on the news any night, we can look out our window any day, and we can see that in fact the climate is changing. There's more storms, there's more impact, there's more fires. What we're doing right now will not sustain us. We have to change our practices, and that's just not folks that are seaweed cultivators. It's consumers, it's food producers, it's manufacturers across the board. We have to find better ways of doing what we've been doing.
In business, a sustainable supply chain is built with environmentally responsible and ethical practices so that sustainability is top of mind at every step of a product's journey. This can reduce waste, lower operational costs, and can help lower carbon emissions. Creating a sustainable supply chain has many benefits, and some create their whole business around this mindset, just like my friends at Cascadia Seaweed.
Most of the seaweed you find on store shelves in North America comes from overseas when it could be sourced locally. Harvesting this crop in North America is what former Navy Commander Mike Williamson is doing on Vancouver Island. He was a commander of a Canadian Armed Forces naval base. Now he's partnering with First Nations in BC to harvest this amazing food in a sustainable way.
Seaweed is a low-impact crop, which means when it grows in the ocean, it only needs salt water and sun to grow, so it doesn't need any external inputs. And on the other hand, once you've harvested it, you can use it for a wide variety of products. There's people that make plastic from seaweed, there's people that make clothes from seaweed. In our case, most of our focus is all around food and providing more opportunities for humans. The more we grow, the more difference we make. And although I'm saying that, the good news is we actually believe it and we actually do it. We can look in the water and we can look in the shoreline and we can look in the areas where we are, and we're making a positive difference.
Hey Siri, call Mike.
Hello, Mike speaking.
Hi Mike, it's Michelle Romano. How are you?
Hi, Michelle. I'm great. How about yourself?
So tell me a little bit about your business.
Cascadia Seaweed's a British Columbia-based business, and we're growing to be one of North America's largest ocean cultivator of seaweed. We're gonna go out with the team and see what a seaweed farm really looks like. Pull up a line and look at some of the growing kelp. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Well, we've got James Island. We've also got the east side of our seaweed farm. You can see the little black floats. Those are holding up one of our grow lines. So growing along that, we've got sugar kelp for this particular farm.
We're going to improve agriculture outputs by using ocean inputs, and we're going to do it in a sustainable and regenerative manner. The larger your farm grows, the more positive impact there is on the environment. If it's done in a responsible manner, it's really just a very, very small percent of the ocean that we're working on. And more importantly, we only deal with crops and species that are natives to a particular area. Globally, there's about 10,000 different types of seaweed in the ocean. Not all of that seaweed can be cultivated, so we've chosen a couple of the species that you can actually collect the seed, put the seed onto lines, grow it, and harvest it. And seaweed. All kinds of different species on here. Some of that natural set. We have sugar kelp, We have ulva. This is called bryozoans. It's the kind of fouling that happens in the summer, and it actually is an environment for other species to grow on our lines. I was born and raised in Nova Scotia. I lived near the ocean, St. Margaret's Bay on the East Coast. My career for the last 40 years has been involved with working in and around the ocean. And I think little by little, without realizing it, till we started this company, how important the ocean and the sea and its environment has been. And I think you need to have a full understanding. It's not just about the seaweed, it's about the seaweed, the waves, the weather. And I've spent a lot of my years on the water, and it's great to be back working on it. It's great to be back working with the team. So it's pretty calm. Yeah, I would say that. There's a sense of, not tranquility, but a sense of purpose and calmness being out here. We'd like to see 5 or 10 more companies, just like Cascadia Seaweed, making a climate positive impact, involving local communities. Asia's been doing it for hundreds and hundreds of years. They're responsible for about 95 to 98% of the seaweed that's used in North America. We'd like to change that balance and have more of the seaweed used in a wide variety of products in North America come from North America, come from coastal Canada.
Sourcing and supplying sustainable materials is key to maintaining a healthy supply chain. Just like how Mike is taking on the supply chain of seaweed, BMW has redesigned their supply chain to better source raw materials that go into electric vehicles, like cobalt, in a more environmentally friendly way. Cobalt is a key mineral that helps make electric car batteries and comes from Congo. It's critical we consider where each of these minerals comes from. And with its involvement in the responsible steel principles, BMW respects sustainability rules, which form part of the environmental and social standards which begin directly at the mines. After sourcing materials, they're using a growing amount of renewable electricity to fuel manufacturing too. The carpeting and floor mats are made from recycled nylon waste, like recovered fishing nets and plastic waste. Recycled nylon yarn has a lower environmental footprint compared to petroleum-based nylon. Think about that for a second. The floor mats and fabrics in a luxury vehicle can be made from recycled materials. Aluminum production can be very energy intensive, but the company is using solar energy to cover nearly half of the annual requirements of the light metal at its foundry in Landshut, Germany. At its Leipzig factory, wind power covers the needs for electricity. And at the San Luis Potosi factory in Mexico, solar panels help power production. In the future, BMW aims to have all factories fully on renewable energy sources. Just like how we can rethink seaweed and how we can grow it, BMW is creating a supply chain to deliver luxury vehicles that's more sustainable and designed for the future.
Wow, that's fantastic. And I can tell you that we would take that immediately to our First Nations partner communities to get their youth involved in this climate positive industry as well. So thank you very much.